if you have ever wanted to create a custom image model based on your own photos or objects, so this is the perfect video for you. So watch the video till the end to see how you can simply create your own custom image model in under a minute on your own photos or the objects. Alright, so let's get started. In order to create your custom image model, you have to go to the URL fall.ai, and this is how the interface is going to look like. Once you are on this page, you have to go to the search bar, and then here you have to type Flux Turbo, and the Turbo Flux Trainer model should show up in the search results just like this one. Once you click on it, it will take you to a dashboard that looks like this. The interface is pretty clean and simple, especially if you have used the previous Flux tools before. It works similar to the previous version of the Flux model training process, but it has been streamlined to be much faster. What you need to do here is upload a series of training images, which will be the foundation of your LoRa model. So this brings us to the step 1 of our process, which is to prepare your training images. So one of the key factors in having a high quality LoRa model is training it with a good and clean dataset. This means that the images you choose matter a lot. These images can be anything: your own face, your pet, your favorite object, or even a branded product. The point is you are teaching the model to understand the specific object. So in this example, I am going to use some example portraits to train the Flux model. So these are the example portraits that I'm going to be passing to the model as the dataset. So now let's go ahead and upload the images. Inside this upload form, you have to click on add image, and then you can upload a bunch of different images. Alright, so these are the images which I have uploaded. You can see that we have a front profile, we have a side profile for both the left and side, and we also have a tilted image too. So while uploading the images, you have to keep a few things in mind. Firstly, the images should show the full face or the full object clearly. You have to aim for different angles and the lighting conditions. The image can be in the JPG, PNG or WebP format. It is better that if you use HD images, and the file names or the aspect ratio of the image does not matter. Moreover, you don't need to upload a ton of different images. A small focused dataset can work just fine, but the variety helps. So here you can see that I've uploaded just 3 different images, but it is showing the variety of images in different angles. So once you have uploaded the image, the next step is to insert the trigger phrase. The trigger word or the phrase acts as a reference for your custom subject during the image generation. It is basically like a code name for your trained concept. So since you are training the model on this particular data set, so whenever you want to generate the image for this particular person, you can simply use this trigger phrase in your prompt, and then the model will know exactly what to generate. So for this example, I'm gonna give it the name X-Men. So this means that whenever I use this word in any of my prompts, the model knows to generate the image based on the person on which I trained it. So the generated image will contain the face of this particular person and will incorporate all the things which are mentioned inside the prompt. It is recommended to provide some value for the trigger phrase, because if you leave the trigger word blank, the system won't use one, but it is recommended to use it unless your dataset is fully captioned, which in my case is not. So if you do not use captions, your trigger word will replace the trigger token in them. And if you don't have a trigger phrase and you also don't have captions for the images, then it will be very difficult for the model to understand that you want to generate image based on which training object. So it is better to use the trigger word, especially if you plan to use your LoRa in a variety of prompts. It gives you control and consistency. So if you have trained your model on multiple different objects, then providing a trigger phrase will be helpful to let the model know what exactly you want to generate. Now, the third step is to start the training process. So once you have uploaded the individual images or the zip files and you have set the trigger word, it is time to configure the training settings. Right here are only a couple of things which you can tweak. Firstly, we have the step count, which is actually the number of steps to train the LoRa on. The default value is set to 1000. I'm going to leave it as it is. Then nextly, we have the learning rate, which is used for the training, and the default value is 00115. You can change these values, but I'm going to go with the default one. And then you have the option to select the training style. If you click on this drop down menu, you have the option to select the default training style. You have the option to select the subject based training style or the style based training style. I'm going to go with the subject one. This is actually the training style which the LoRa will use in order to train on the provided images. And then you also have some additional settings which provides you the option for the face crop. If you want to go with it, you can simply play around with it. And once all the parameters are set, you simply have to click on the start button right here and then wait for the training process to finish. Remember that it will be quick and should be finished in only a few seconds. Okay, so you can see that my training has started and it is in progress. You can also go ahead and see the logs of the training by clicking on the see log button. Alright, so you can see that our training has been completed. You can see the result right here. We have the status saying completed, and it took less than 1 minute in order to perform the training process. So the older version of the Flux model training process took around 20 minutes to complete the training, but the fact that the same training quality can be done in less than a minute using this tool is seriously mind-blowing. So now that we have the custom model ready, it is time to test it. This brings us to our step 4, which is generating the images. So now with the custom LoRa model trained, it is time to put it to test. In order to do that, you simply have to click on this run inference button, which is going to bring us to this generation screen. Here you can easily notice that in the prompt section right here, our trigger word X-Men has already been added. So now what we need to do is add a text prompt alongside the trigger word and then run the model. So now let's go ahead and see a few examples. So we have a trigger word right here. So whatever you want to generate, you have to write it after that. So now I'm going to provide it the prompt X-Men wearing a puffer jacket while enjoying the snow in Alaska. Once you have provided the prompt, simply click on this run button and it will start generating the image. Okay, wow, this is insane. You can see that it has generated the image in the high quality and the face of the image is exactly like the images we provided it while training the model. Let's go ahead and try with another example. This time I'm gonna once again use the same trigger word and provided the prompt X-Men in sunglasses enjoying the beach while sipping margarita. Let's go ahead and run this. Alright, so here is the output and it looks great. The lighting looks natural, the subject stays consistent and the beach vibe totally comes through. I could go on and imagine the subject in any possible situation. Now I simply have to provide the prompt using this trigger phrase and the model is going to generate the image for me. And here you can see that you can also customize how the model generates the images using a few additional settings. The number of inference steps means that in how many steps the inference should be performed. Then we have the seed. The same seed and the same prompt given to the same version of the model will output the same image every time. So if you select the seed to be random, then it is going to generate the image randomly each time. But if you provide the same seed and the same prompt to the same model every time, it is going to provide the same image. Then we have the CFG, which is the classifier free guidance scale, is a measure of how close you want the model to stick to your prompt when looking for a related image to show you. The default value is set to 5, so if you increase this value, then the model will look at your prompt more closely and will generate an image that is much more like the prompt that you provided it. And then we have the sync mode. So when the sync mode is set to true, the function will wait the image to be generated and uploaded before returning the response. This will increase the latency of the function, but it allows you to get the image directly in the response without going through the CDN. Similarly, you can also set the number of images to be generated in the output, and we also have the safety checker, which you can enable and disable according to your requirements. And once you firstly sign in to the Fall.ai, you get a $1 credits. And take a note that each generation costs around $0.035 per megapixels. So this means for each dollar, you can run this model approximately 29 times. So here I just give you an example of training the model on your own images, but you can also use it to train the model on any of your product to perform a product photography or use it in any of your small project. You just need to keep an eye on the cost if you are doing high resolution generation frequently. So overall, it is an amazing tool and this new turbo version changes everything. The training only takes 30 seconds and the output still looks just as good. The only thing that bugs me is it is a bit costly. It's faster but not cheaper. So the training of the model costs over $2, which might stop some users from trying it out. So if it ever drops to under $1, I think more people will get to it. But overall, it is an amazing tool. If you prefer to have the model trained in less time and don't care about the cost, then it is perfect for you. So I'll highly encourage all of you to try it out for yourself and let me know in the comment what you think about it. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching.